Hello, hello, everyone. My name is Paul Bauer. I'm a realtor here in the Lincoln, Omaha area. And today with me, I have Jake, who is the executive chef at the Hub Cafe. How are you doing today, Jake?
Good, good. Great to be here with you, Paul.
Awesome to have you. So we'll just dive right into it. Tell us a little bit about the Hub Cafe and yourself.
Yeah, so Hub Cafe is a little breakfast and lunch place. It's on the corner of 21st and Q Streets, pretty close to the university and close enough to downtown to not be uncomfortable on game days. Uh, but it was started by Doug Dittman in 2016 as a farm to table cafe, and so I'm the third executive chef of this cafe. It's situated on the hub of Lincoln's bike trails. And since I've lived in Lincoln, the bike trails are an incredible part of this city. Just what the fabric of the community is made of, in my mind. And so being on the hub of those trails and in a city park, that's Union Plaza, it allows such a great diversity of community, and it's just an awesome place to work and an awesome place to congregate. So our fare, what we serve is farm to table is the category. We like to source most of our food from local producers, be that coffee from Cultiva or bread from Le Cartier Baking Company or meat from erstwhile farm in Columbus, Nebraska. We try to bring the best of what Nebraska has in this region and heighten it to showcase that in the best way possible. So we've been around for a little bit, but I feel like the best days are yet to come for us.
Yeah, for sure. And then how did you kind of get into the business, and how did kind of the concept of the business come about, if you have some information on that?
Yeah, so the building that Hub Cafe is located in on 21st and Q is built, I think, 2012, and the space that we're in sat vacant until 2015 when the Dittmans were able to acquire that space, and and the city was really looking for somebody who would develop it as a community sort of centered organization. So I was hired. I was the first hire after the executive chef. I was the sous chef, and I was brought in to just run the breakfast and lunch. And they would do whatever they wanted for dinner. They were like, "Okay, you just do breakfast and lunch, and we'll see where it goes." Well, after a year, breakfast and lunch was the only thing that was going. So the executive chef left. I was put in place in that role, and I was allowed to kind of take what we had and make it into what we see today as Hub Cafe. Um, my role has kind of shifted and trying to style events, and we have a number of things that we're trying to get going in the park this coming year. But really, how I got into it is my love for cycling, for one thing. I love bike trails. I love being outside, and also love farms. I grew up on a farm. Our family farm in Kansas was just we grew everything. We grew wheat and corn, but we also had livestock, and we grew our own vegetables. So that connection to the farm, being in such an urban environment, that's what I love.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's actually something you and I both share. I grew up on a farm about an hour north of Lincoln, and so same thing. We grew everything, and Lincoln is kind of the perfect place for it. I've talked
Mhm.
about it multiple times. It is a small big city,
Yeah.
and that's where something like this can flourish. And I think the crazy stat is Lincoln has, I think it's something like 134 miles of bike trails.
Hmm.
Men's Health actually just rated us the happiest city in America, and our Parks and Rec is actually a part of one of those reasons why. So
Hmm.
it is kind of cool how that's kind of where it's located.
Hmm. Yeah.
So well, cool. Well, what Jake's going to do now is he's going to share his screen and kind of take us on a journey of their website here.
Awesome. So this is our website. It's been kind of, I do a lot of the adaptation on this, so bear with us. The layout isn't exactly the greatest, but we do have the first option here is to order online in this top bar. So you can go to that and it goes directly to our online ordering portal. So that's not actually operating right now because we're closed, but it'll have all these options that you can order. It'll go straight into our kitchen, and then you can come pick it up in the time frame that you choose. We have options for event rental. Gives you a lot of different information, FAQs on what you can do with the space, parking, things like that. Our different menus are available on here. Our breakfast and lunch menu, of course, is the main thing. So you have all of your options here. So before you come in, if you want to give a quick peruse and check that out. And for our catering, we do custom catering, but we also have a very awesome like set platters menu that whenever you rent our space, that this is what you have to choose from. It's a little bit of everything. Our brunch catering is pretty awesome. A lot of good things. You can order a mimosa kit with one bottle of Prosecco and orange juice for $20. It's pretty sweet. And then dinner, dinner is always more awesome when you can get custom menus. But anyway, drinks menu. So at the beginning of last year, I hired my youngest brother, Eric, to be the front of house manager. And he has a great experience with cocktails. He's worked in fine dining, knows a lot about wine, but if we kind of do a little bit of everything. So, and then, you have information about me. You got a picture of me and my little snippet, but pretty much it's a utility website that can give you, contact information and shows a little bit about us. But anyway, that's us. Mm-hmm.
I know I'm probably not the only one when I say this. Breakfast is one of those things where it's just like 24/7, doesn't matter what time of the day. Breakfast is, something that it's called breakfast, obviously, because it's when you break your fast. But,
yeah,
some people don't know that and they think it's, only morning, but it is one of those things that it's good whenever. So,
yeah, we were getting people ordering skillet dishes today at 1:00. So,
yep.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's great. And, we like to be a little bit more creative with everything just because, I don't know, it helps to heighten the ingredients you're showcasing. So, and if you do have great bacon and great eggs, you might as well serve those by themselves too.
So when it comes to, you kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but to highlight a little bit more, when it comes to your support team, things like that, places that you do some business with, who are some of those people?
So we're a breakfast place. So we have a lot of coffee drinks. We have really great coffee. It comes from Cultiva. Cultiva is a roastery. It's been around Lincoln, what was it, like 2003 or so when they started. So they're well established. They got their system down, and they supply us with all the great coffee. Burbach Farms, they're a local dairy, and this place was started by a dairy farmer, but that business went away. So having a local milk source, especially for our owner, is a big deal. You want to be able to source the best milk possible. So Burbach has that. And I want to highlight them. They do great business. They actually sell to Cultiva. If you go to their places, you can find their milk at Open Harvest. Open Harvest is the local co-op in town, and they have all the local veggies, all the best veggies in season, all the best dairy. And they've been around since 1973 in different locations. So they're an awesome resource. And I ride my bike down there almost every day to pick up random ingredients for the cafe, and they've got a great cheese section. Another one that we use a lot of pork, lots of bacon. So Erstwhile Farm, they're located outside of Columbus, Nebraska, and oh my gosh, it's the best bacon ever. It's so good. So, and all of the local farmers that we use for our in-season ingredients, most of them put that out through a distributor called Lone Tree Foods. And Lone Tree Foods, you can get on there as an individual. They have a place in town you can actually pick up from. They have several different depots around Lincoln and Omaha that you can pick up from. And if you're looking for those in-season fresh veggies and you can't get to the farmer's market, Lone Tree Foods has it. So lonetreefoods.com, just check it out. Yeah, that would be my biggest push, is for those guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, it is one of those things that, I mean, that's what this is all about. It's about, local businesses being able to partner with places. And I know I heard a company that was talking about, their ability to kind of stay open and not have the biggest threat towards their business during COVID and whatnot. And they talked about, their neighbors and, a couple doors down, different type of restaurants and stuff like that. And I think what Lincoln is, what makes Lincoln really special is, and I would imagine this is something you can agree with, we don't really see, other businesses and, other restaurants and stuff like that as competition. You see them as friends, as neighbors. And, there's a lot of, different restaurants and cafes and whatnot, but everyone has kind of their own little niche that makes them different. Yours, being fresh, farm to table. And so that's one of the things that's kind of cool about it. So when looking at this year, is there something specific that you're kind of looking forward to, or when it comes to Lincoln?
Yeah. I mean, gosh, all of the events that we missed, Jazz in June.
Yeah.
We have a 6-week event series in Union Plaza called Hub and Soul. So last year was our second year, and we're on contract for a third year. So we're thinking, after last year, even when it was COVID dials in the orange, we were still getting people to come out for great local music, food, great local drinks, great breweries highlighted every week. We had 500 people come through during a COVID scare, and people did such a great job at masking up and being respectful. It was the best sort of festival environment I've ever been in. It was so nice. Everybody was so pleasant, and the atmosphere was great. So this year we're having food trucks to go along with the stuff that we serve. We're going to open up the actual cafe and have our patio open and serve a special menu out of there. It's Hub and Soul this year is going to be absolutely spectacular. We're going to get the best bands, and yeah, that's the main thing I'm looking forward to.
That's great. And I actually do remember that. You said, it would have been 2 years. So 2019, I remember when you guys did that. My fiance at the time, and I attended one of the days there, and it is kind of nice. And I think that's kind of one of the perfect things is there are, when weather permitted, there are, a lot of great things that you can do outside in Lincoln, just because there's so many spaces like that. It's going back to, like I said, the Parks and Rec, where there's so many open areas that you can, enjoy it. And like you said, even during COVID, everybody was respecting, the distance and everything. And, you can still enjoy all those different things and still, quote unquote, be around people, but in a safe way because of the space. So I know I'm really looking forward to that. We didn't really do a whole lot last year, but obviously it makes sense for a lot of people. So I know that's something that we're really looking forward to as well. But Jake, I definitely appreciate you coming on for the Hub Cafe. It's always great to have people on like you. And I know you support the local community a lot too. So thank you for everything you do. And thank you for coming on today.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.